Okay. So among the many multiple definitions we have about the social justice, I just put one. Number one in my case, not in your case. The number one definition of social justice for us is about, we inspired by Amartya Sen and Marilyn Young's The Naming of Oppression and his capability approach. We combine these two approaches together, and then we have this definition. Everyone has the right to pursue a good life and enjoy access to social support to which his or her full potential. Both individual rights to pursue his or her good life with the structural social support. That is the definition we have. We come from Hong Kong. Hong Kong is a very tiny city, but we have over 7 million people within one city. As you know, Finland has only 5 million, Sweden, Norway 5.5 million, but within 1,000 kilometers, we have 7 million people in one city. So in our case, in Chisholm's 2 volumes, maybe we are the only Asian guy contribute a paper to this volume. So we are representing the Chinese, Asian, Hong Kong context, the perspective we are working on this injustice. In our content, injustice, in our project, we will describe the details of our project in tomorrow morning's paper. But here I just say we work and we take care of the NEET, N-E-E-T, not in employment, training, or education, those youngsters in our project. The unavailability or the inaccessibility to these marginalized youth, the NEET is our target group. They are social withdrawals, or in Japan, they call hidden youth, and the school dropouts, or in the American political rights phrase, they are called young people left school before graduating. And we have the young mothers. They have their babies before they finish the high school. They are only 16 to 18 years old, or the offender is criminals, all our target groups. So how about the neoliberalism ideology? What is the impact in our society? We have found out a range of impact, but we just want to point one key impact in our study is the narrow objectives of the traditional or conventional career guidance service in our city, carried out by the school social teachers, social workers, or the social advisor, guidance advisors. They use the so-called narrow definition provided to the NIST or the NIST at risk, or even if some social worker have some services provided to our offenders, school dropouts, they are only using the traditional definition. That is the neoliberal ideology informed definition of social service or guidance service. So, so what do we do to tackle the issue? We have a conceptual shift. That is the product developed by Professor Wong Victor. He will explain it, but I just highlighted. We have the conceptual shift. We call it expanded notion of work, or in acronym ENOW. The ENOW is trying to promoting or to address the issue found in the traditional CG field or in our social work practice field. I am a social worker. My friend Victor is also a social worker. We have this one, just like the definition in the volume 1. We have 3 important elements: learning, work, and leisure. As you know, the conventional notion of work pay or emphasize the paid work element. But in our expanded notion of work, we emphasize the unpaid work as well. In terms of nature of space, one side is the leisure world, and the other side is the work world. Our definition is trying to make these two worlds working together for our youngsters. And it would be the learning career, the learning world for our practice. So now we have Victor.
Thank you so much. We are living in late modern society that is characterized by uncertainty and unpredictability. So we are adaptable to these circumstances. Thank you so much for your patience again. With this illustration of our perspective, we hope that we could develop a dynamic reading of the experience folded and unfolded in the life world of young people. Now perhaps it's a static reading. You have six categories of work. But if we have a dynamic reading, that means young people, before they seek any services from career guidance practitioners or social workers, they have their own expanded work experience, which is largely unpaid, but without being recognized. So in that sense, before we provide them a new paid or unpaid work experience to them, perhaps it's good for us to acknowledge their unpaid work experience in many different ways. Say, for example, domestic provisioning, volunteering experience, or even their serious leisure. The leisure activities may be serious, and in these serious activities, we may be able to identify their own agency, their own skills and knowledge as well. How do we see social justice? So it's not only political, it's also personal, as well as relational. It's important for us to have working relationship with young people. So relational does matter. It's both concerned about agency as well as the structural factors. So justice is not something macro, it's also relational and personal as well. We have to provide young people the right conditions and atmosphere to develop their agency, to develop their capacities, but beware that the agency is not constrained by the neoliberal typologies or discourses in that sense. So what we are going to do is to adopt this expanded notion of work perspective to expand the scope of activities that we can provide to young people. It serves two purposes: to recognize the agency of young people and to provide structural support for young people through the provision of a wide spectrum of e-now experience to young people. Acknowledge their unrecognized e-now experience to deliver new and expandable experience to young people, to review on this experience and to try to apply what they have learned from this experience in different domains of life. And it's important for us as social workers or career practitioners to engage multiple stakeholders in the community, be they business corporations, NGOs, schools, or other community members. We take it as an important direction to pursue because without the provision of an enabling environment, young people will find it hard or difficult to develop their potentials or to pursue their dreams. So what are the key social issues that we are dealing with? We are concerned about the process as well as the outcome. So that's why social exclusion, marginalization, and disempowerment, we have to well address all this. And there are lack of different opportunities, resources and networks, so we try to engage different stakeholders to provide RON, resources, opportunities and networks to young people. And VSK, what is meant by that? Values, attitudes, skills and knowledge that are assets of VSK is embodied in young people's unpaid work experience. In the first place, we have to recognize. And they may be in different form, as I have said so, domestic provisioning or volunteering, etc. And they should be given opportunities to try some new experience. And they pick up certain sets of VSK that can be reviewed, archived, recognized, and transferred to other spheres of life and domains of life. So at the end, because we are running out of time, we have to emphasize that providing good services and desirable services to young people is not only concerned about making a transition from NET to EET, having a status, but also having a positive identity. And they can exercise freedom, find meaning in life, and work with other people to make their life meaningful. Thank you.